On this episode of Burnout, we finally have a car that does burnouts. For this episode, I bought a 1976 Chevy Camaro powered by a V8 350. I had been searching for weeks to find a cool car that was in good enough shape and cheap enough to make an episode out of. And then one day I lucked out. I got on Craigslist and the first car on the page was this second-gen Camaro. And that was awesome because this just so happens to be my dream car. The exterior looks pretty beat up, but overall, the car is in pretty decent shape. There's basically no rust on the frame because it was a Southern car for the majority of its life. However, the floor pans and the trunk pan were extremely rusty because the weather stripping on the car was completely shot. The rubber was either cracked and broken or missing altogether, so water just collected on the floors until they rusted through. A lot of people would just rivet some sheet metal over the holes in the rusty pans and call that fixed. But since this is my dream car, I wanted to do this right. So we ordered new replacement pans and decided to start cutting out the original floor pans right away. The other big thing that we needed to fix for this episode was a vacuum leak in the carburetor. The biggest leak was in the secondary vacuum diaphragm, which I was able to fix pretty easily after pulling off the carburetor.
Now we are cooking with gas. Because I'm working on a carburetor. There's a bunch of gas inside it. It's spilling out all over. Did you get it? Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
While we waited for the new pans to arrive, one of my friends had told me that he saw some second-gen Camaros in one of 2 junkyards nearby. So we thought it'd be a fun idea to go check that out and maybe pull some parts off the cars. Alright, so we've been walking around here for like an hour or so. We have not found any Camaros of any generation. A little disappointing, but the guy that recommended me to come here couldn't remember if it was this one or another yard, so I think in a couple minutes we're gonna head out and go to that other yard to see if they have any there. Because he said he was pretty certain that there were some in one of them. And I want to find some, because I need parts for hopefully cheaper prices than online.
After we do a leisurely walk that way, because we haven't been to that part yet, and I like junk cars.
Also, Jay is stealing all of the Ford stuff.
Hold on, can we do a walkthrough real quick?
Yeah, do a walkthrough.
250 XLT Super Duty, hold it.
Yeah.
XL 150.
Yeah.
F-150. F-150. Lariat Triton 5.4. We got an E350 Super Duty. We got an F350 Super Duty. I got a Ford logo. I got a Triton V8. Got a Ford logo up a truck. This one's a hubcap. This is a shifter knob that I'm going to put on my MG that doesn't match. This is off probably like a Focus or something like that. This is just the number 5. And this
Ford hubcap.
Ford hubcap.
And cup holders too, for the MG.
Drop it on back. We should put all the chrome down so that way they see them and they're like, ooh, that's impressive. And they charge me like $5 instead of $25.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I gotta find some cool stuff for me.
We paid way too much money for way too many Ford logos. Now we're headed to Jack's.
We are here at Jack's Used Auto Parts. We might be leaving that out later. Supposedly they got a couple second-gen Camaros way over there in the back. We're about to do a walk through all the cool cars here. Hopefully there's some good stuff, and hopefully I find my Camaros. You should mention I have a list.
We found the exact same year Camaro, the Tarpium.
Same color too.
Yep.
I should buy this one, it's nicer.
Just as good shape.
There's actually, like, the body is actually much better. This door is good.
You should take these.
I know, that's actually on my list, that one.
You should take the whole door.
Well, I've thought about that too, because my door is kind of fucked up and this one is good. I want to take this mirror. Oh, it's good that you brought a Phillips, because this is a Phillips. I forgot about that. I want this mirror. Can I have the Phillips? That's a license plate. Dude, this car is actually, like, better than mine.
I know.
Other than the fact that the engine is missing a lot of
It's a
stuff.
little more rusty though, and I don't like it.
Do you think it's a little more rusty?
Yeah.
I don't.
When the replacement pans that I ordered finally arrived, we began installing them in the car. Like I mentioned earlier, we had previously cut out the old floor pans and buffed the surrounding surfaces. This allowed us to drop the new pans in and booger weld them all around.
What I'm doing is welding in the back, or technically the front of the trunk pan. And the only way to access where you need to weld is through the firewall between the trunk and the back seat. So I'm currently reaching through and just tacking it in as many places as possible, because we need to get a gas tank on this thing before anything else happens. I'm making my way. It's kind of solid. Not as solid as the floor pan, but it's kind of solid.
A nice tip for when you're trying to weld in a new floor pan or new trunk pan or something, use a blowtorch and hammer to bend the metal to the surface that you are trying to make it fit. I'll show you an example right here. You can see there's a pretty big gap right here. I can almost stick my finger in it. That would not be easy to weld. It's probably possible, not easy though. So a good tip would be to take a blowtorch, heat the metal, and you just want to tap it lightly until it bends and fits the shape correctly, and then let it cool a little bit, put a weld on it, move over a little bit, and repeat.
After putting the new pans in, we grinded down the welds and applied Bondo over all the cracks to fully seal the floors. I actually had a fair amount of trouble ordering floor pans online, because the ones I ordered that were guaranteed to fit my car were completely made wrong. I don't know what car they would have fit, but they certainly did not fit a Camaro, and so luckily I was able to work it out with the company that they would take it back for a full refund, even after I had destroyed the pan trying to get it to fit the car.
So as you can see, the new floor pan came in recently, and the replacement for the floor pan that I previously ordered and then had to send back because it didn't fit at all. So this is here now. It looks like it's going to fit with a little bit of work. So I'm going to get to it. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the process that's going on in my mind right now on how to get this pan to fit. So first off, you have to lay the pan in. Right away, the first thing I notice is right over here. This is where it is hitting most obviously, on this bracket, which helps hold in the center console. So right away, I'm going to take a little knife, and I'm going to mark up right here, and right here, and then I'm going to cut that out.
The second I had the floor pans done, I took the Camaro out for the first test drive since I bought the car. I hadn't been able to run the engine since we started working on it
because the first thing we did was remove the gas tank to be able to cut out the trunk pan. So, the car took a while to start up.
There's gas in the filter now. Let's see if I fixed that vacuum leak a couple months ago.
Honestly, I kind of liked the way the Camaro looked with the doors off, and after driving it like that, I actually fell in love with it. But the fear of falling out of the car won in the end.
Alright, what's the next? So, today is the day where we are going to finally drive the Camaro legally on the roads and go test it and have some fun in it.
So we found an abandoned place where we could possibly, at least, do donuts and burnouts.
Yeah. There's also a little road around it that looks like it's going to make a decent road course. So we're probably going to try and do that. And basically we're just going to try and have some fun with it.
So far, it is currently 9 a.m. and our plan was to already have gone to the inspection place to get a rejection sticker. And as of now, Darby hasn't made it more than a mile down the road before he ran out of gas.
Correct.
Now we are going to a station, going to get it inspected, grabbing some tools, and then we are on the roads to go do burnouts at the least.
And it's going to be fun.
Hell
And
yeah.
you're going to see it.
It's cold.
Where's your gloves?
I didn't bring them. I had to bring you gas.
Oh, okay. Alright.
That abandoned place we were talking about was not so abandoned, and it was completely blocked off from the public. So we ended up driving up and down the highway for multiple hours that day until we finally found this big open parking lot that only had a few cars in the corner, so we figured it'd be good enough to thrash around.
It's coming real close.
Just did it for the shot. You have anything to say?
Hell yeah.
Oh god.
But no, I don't.
I We should have put your camera on the other side. I know. Yeah. I didn't know which tire was. Right at the camera. Right at the camera. Yo. Oh no. Oh wow.
Okay.
No.
He said wait until it goes around.
Oh, yeah.
So or halfway around. Wait until it gets to your back tire, actually.
Yeah.
So 180. That's the bucket.
Yeah. GoPro is covered in tires.
I know.
Oh my god. Alright, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Alright, let's back up and get out of here.
So, moral of the story? Make your dreams happen. Whether it's restoring your dream car or thrashing the car you already have, make it happen. But that's it for this episode of Burnout. Let us know down in the comments if you want to see more of the Camaro. I have big plans for this car, but first, it needs a name. And I'm thinking the Banana Peel, because it's yellow and it does one-wheel peels. But anyways, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.